Hi everyone, it's Josh here for draftmagic.com with a draft. 8-4 as always. As you can see, it's Scars of Mutant Block. We've got a pack here that has a Pith Driller to keep us open. Or if we want to commit sort of some way, we've got to Remember the Falm and Artillerize. I don't know if I like Impaler Shrek as a first pick. I think I'm just leaning to Pith Driller. There is this Slag Fiend that might wheel. It's not the deepest pack, but this card tends to wheel, and it would go reasonably well with an Artillerize. But Pith Driller versus Artillerize is close, but I think I'd just stay open with the Pith Driller. Some interesting options here. We've got Grim Affliction and Entomber Exarch as black cards. Porcelain Legionnaire, Spire Monitor. I think if I'm taking a colored card, it's got to be Grim Affliction. If otherwise, I can just take this Porcelain Legionnaire and stay open. Yeah, I do like staying open. Grim Affliction is a nice card. We are shipping a black card, although I don't know that this is the next pick. I think the next pick is probably just the Legionnaire, unless they've already taken a black card or a blue card or something. Yeah, I'm not as I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of moving in on black early. I think I just take the Legionnaire. I like Legionnaire a lot. Grim Affliction's probably the better card, but this leaves us without a color. Oh, some pretty juicy options here. We can just take another Legionnaire, which is fine. But Blinding Soul Eater, Tormentor Exarch, I mean, both are reasonable signals. I don't put too much stock in signals in this format, just because like you open a Flame Fiend or you open a Corrupted Conscience, you take it, or just any other bomb. Generally, you're in a position that you're not too committed to not take these cards in the second pack. So like, signal all you want, you might get cut anyway. I definitely wouldn't mind Legionnaire, but maybe Exarch or Soul Eater is really the way to go. And I guess if I'm taking a card that wants a color, maybe taking the 2-for-1 is the way to go. I definitely like this Legionnaire though. Second Legionnaire seems pretty sweet. I don't know if I can justify that over the Exarch. That's a pretty reasonable card. Oh well, we get a second Legionnaire anyways. I think that's better than the Monstrosity or the Panther. Alright, if I get a second Legionnaire anyway, I'm definitely happy I took the Exarch. Alright, and here it's just Artillerize. I mean, it's another, again, more evidence that red is open. I mean, sometimes Exarch gets passed because there's a better red card. Like, I actually think that Full Charge is pickable over Exarch, even though this is a 2-for-1. The difference in 2 damage to 3 damage is a significant difference, and the fact that it can go to the face plays more into red's strengths, I think. But here we're taking the one that goes to the face, and that's the Artillerize. Also, the fact that red being open actually, at least from the right, sort of tells us that the Slag Fiend, as long as it survives the first few picks, probably does come back around. I guess it's a late Spire Monitor. There's a Vapor Snag in the pack as well. There's some incentive to just grab a Soul Eater here. Don't really want the Razor Swine. Doesn't really play well with the rest of the cards. Even though I guess it's sending it is some people consider it a signal that red is open. I'm not one of those people necessarily. I don't like Razor Swine much. I don't like red based infect, and I don't like it in a non-infect deck. I think I just take the Spire Monitor, and that's late enough that I just grab it here. Immolating Soul Eater or Pristine Talisman, I think, are the card. I mean, Leeching Bite's a good card, but branching into color number 3, I'm not sure about. I guess there's not much to ramp into, so maybe just another aggressive style 2-drop fits the bill. Here it's just Slash Panther. this is not a card I'm a huge fan of. It's removal, but narrow removal and expensive for how narrow it is. Alright, so we did get the light theme back. We're going to grab it. It's unclear how good it's going to be in our deck, but we have a reasonable number of artifacts already. Plus the Artillerize. We didn't. A card that goes well with it is the what's it, Gremlin Mine, for example. But like you pick up enough spell bombs in the third pack, and it can be a pretty efficient drop. I've definitely I think I drafted it once and it didn't work out in that draft very well. But it wasn't the right deck, and I've had it since a couple times, and it's been quite good in some of my decks. I'm gonna take the Slash Panther over the double red card. Wow, these are some good cards late. Mutagenic Growth, Necropouncer, and Blessing. Necropouncer is probably the strongest in a vacuum. I just don't know that I want to take a 6-mana card right now. My curve is already a little bit top heavy here. I think I'd take the Blessing. I think as a trick, I like Blessing better than Mutagenic Growth. Yeah, Necropouncer is definitely strong, and especially that late. It's a card that's gone well up in my pick order. I don't think I'm playing that card, but I'll take it. I mean, the Panther's close to strictly better. I guess it's an artifact, so slightly easier to kill. Alright, so, I mean, right now we're red something. We've got the Spire Monitor, but that's about it for blue. I mean, we've got a bunch of quasi-white cards. Obviously, all three of them are fine outside of white. So I guess we're looking at the Gargoyle. While expensive, it's definitely a card we'd be fine playing with. Divine Offering or Meteor. I think we passed more blue than we did white. But we didn't see much actual white beyond that Soul Eater and Remember the Fallen early. Very early. So I don't know how open white is from the right. Blue is likely more open. So I think I'm not going to take the Divine Offering. I think Divine Offering is maybe a better pick for this pile of cards at this point. But I don't necessarily want to actually play white here. Without actually, like as a first white card, maybe I just delay the decision and take the Gargoyle. Yeah, here it's just Mortar Pot over a bunch of cards that, well, there's some decent ones. Quicksilver Geyser's alright. I mean, Ogre Resister's on color. Fletcher a strong card, but not one that fits in what we've got. And not really one worth branching into another color for. Especially, well, I mean, it's if you have some sort of infect theme, but I don't. So Mortar Pot it is. Alright, so, and Light Widow strong, but again, I don't know about branching into green. We're reasonably aggressive at this point. I think I'm looking at the Skin Wing. I've got 4 drops. I just don't know what else I would take here. Then I just take Skin Wing and we can wheel. There's any number of cards that might wheel here, like Brass Squire, Signal Pest, even a Mirror Sire, any of which might be good in our deck. We'll have to see at that point. But so, well, no blue cards. Isn't that surprising? We did pass a Spire Monitor and I think another blue card before we actually jumped in on one. The red cards are not exciting here. Don't know if I want another 4-drop. There's a Morbid Plunder, but moving in on double black card right now doesn't seem wise. Malyrus Keeper, I don't know. I think the one that potentially fits our deck the best is the Master's Call. We look like we're going to be aggressive, possibly Metalcraft. We've got Mortar Pod that plays well with it. I mean, it's not awesome in the deck, but we haven't really taken a white card yet. I don't know. I think this just fits the best, but with what we've got, but it's not. It's definitely not exciting. We got some blue cards here. The Spin Engine is a safe pick. Treasure Mage does fetch us a Gargoyle. We also do have the Spire Monitor. I mean, a Flyer might just be solid if we want to take a blue card. So I think it's actually just between Spin Engine. I mean, maybe Spin Engine's just the safe choice. Treasure Mage is tempting because we have that Spire Monitor, and we have reason to believe blue might be open from the right, based on the first pack. I like the idea of getting a Gargoyle. Okay, we're gonna take Treasure Mage though. Spin Engine, I think, was close. I really like a Chorus Paladin, but after Treasure Mage pick, I don't think I take it. There's also Blisterstick Shaman and Ichor Wellspring. The Wellspring plays nicely with the Artillerize, but I think I just take Blisterstick Shaman here. We kind of do want to 3-drop. These Legionnaires are likely more of 2-drops in the deck, especially if we don't actually play white, which is looking like it's what's going to happen here. I think we're looking more at red-blue. I think I'd just take the Shaman. Two cards that we're looking at here, some definitely black, some nice black cards. I like these Ragers, but Concussive Bolt looks pretty good in this deck, as does Flare Husk. I'm definitely on pace to have enough artifacts to want to play a Concussive Bolt. I might see another one though. I think I like the Flare Husk here, just because I might see another Concussive Bolt. It's more likely I see another Concussive Bolt, and you don't need multiple Concussive Bolts. It's Koth's Courier. I think I take Vivisection. The Flare Husk. I guess Mortar Pod could play okay with it. Skinwing can play okay with it. Though Lion less good. Hey, with Skinwing, the Germ token's much more valuable because you paid for that Germ token. Because it's 6 to equip. It's only for way later on. So Vivisectioning like a Skinwing Germ token is not the greatest of value. It's a large investment. But I'll take the Vivisection here. Yeah, I'm sticking Metallica Mastery as a potential sideboard card. I might end up playing some Sacrifice Outlets, but don't have any yet, really. I just don't think Ardent Recruit is very likely to make this deck. Do I need another Vivisection? Probably not. I'll take the Training Drone. I have 3 equipments. Flare Husk, Mortar Pod, and Skinwing, so there's a chance that I might want to play it. Small chance. I don't see myself playing 2 Vivisections or any of these other cards. Mirren Spy or Ardent Recruit. Pretty marginal decision, I guess. At this point, Mirren Spy has a better chance. That's a late Malira's Keepers. Holy crap. I guess we just take the red card though. But wow. I like Malira's Keepers a lot. Nobody is drafting dinos. I'm gonna hide the Master's Call. Unless I open some bomb white card. Okay, we'll wait and see. It's not like I'm that committed to blue here either. Alright, so Now, okay, so like Arbalist in a vacuum is better than armor. I didn't pick up uh, that guy to play. What's his name? Whatever. The guy that taps to equip something, which plays really well with an armor. But I do have a treasure mage, and I think our armor gains a lot of value with a treasure mage. I mean, obviously it's a huge investment before it gets online, but if it gets online without disruption, you are winning the game. And so the fact that I can fetch it with a treasure mage kind of makes me want to play it. Arbalist is definitely the more consistently good card. But I like when my treasure mage gives me some powerful options. I think I'm taking the armor. Well, I know I'm taking the armor. I just took it. Yeah, this is an easy one. Galvanic Blast. We do have a Mortar Pod, and I guess Artillerized Vivisection. Not that much. We have some stuff that goes with Furnace Celebration. We'll remember that if it comes back on the wheel, which it probably is. But here it's just a blast. Wow. Well, I guess we're in the right colors. So Volition Rains or Scrap Melter. I think Volition Rains is better than Scrap Melter, but for curve reasons and mana requirement reasons, I think I just take Scrap Melter here. Triple blue is definitely not something I shouldn't consider. I guess my mana requirements in general aren't so tough. Like, I don't have that many double mana cards, period. And I am only 2 colors, so like being able to support Volition Rains probably isn't a problem. But it's definitely close in terms of their power level. And Scrap Melter comes down earlier. I don't know if that's much of a concern. Oh man. I'm taking the Scrap Melter. I don't know about that one. Oh, well, I get Volition Rains anyways. And this time we will take it. Wow. So yeah, blue was open. We definitely assessed that correctly. Surtark, Flight Spellbomb, Life Staff are the choices. I don't know that I'm artifacty enough for a consistent Surtark. 1, 2, and you don't really want to count the 6 mana artifacts there either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this guy's not gonna. No, I'm not taking a Surtark here. So it's between Flight Spellbomb and Sylvac Lifestaff. I think I just want the Flight Spellbomb. Plays well with Artillerize. I didn't get any Wellsprings. I could, if it's possible that Furnace Celebration becomes an option at some point, because we are expecting one on the wheel. It also goes well with Slide Fiend, I guess. Okay. I don't know if I'm main decking Slide Fiend, but we're not as low on 2-drops as it looks, because we do have these Legionnaires. But I'm thinking that Iron Mirror makes some sense here over Blade Tribe Berserker. Yeah, I don't think it's actually that close. Just take the Iron Mirror. We've got a lot of 4s if you look at these 3 guys as potential 4s. It's also fodder for a Vivisection, potentially. So we'll take the Iron Mirror. Riddlesmith, Lead Mirror. I don't think this deck wants a Censor. Maybe just the Mirror. Again, fodder for Vivisection, a lot of 4s. And I can randomly place a Pith Driller. So Nurok Replica, Volshock Replica. Nurok Invisimancer, Volshock Replica. If we took the Arbalist over the armor, we'd be snapping up a Sultan. Maybe we take it anyway, just so nobody has the combo. I don't know. I think it's between these 2 guys. Yeah, I'll take Invisimancer. Yeah, it's close. Take this guy. Oh, we got a second Invisimancer. What does like my deck look like? Like, I have too many playables here. Master's Call's obviously not making it. So I mean, there's still some other cards that aren't going to make the cut. Nathosaur's probably one of them. So okay, I mean, either way, I'm definitely set on Playable. Mirror and Spy is not going to make it. But either way, I still have cuts to make, and so I'll take the sideboard card rather than another Invisimancer. I mean, it's possible Invisimancer was a slight upgrade over something that was going to make my deck, but either way, I'm set on Playables. I'd rather improve my sideboard. Take the Daredevil. Replica here over. Oh, take the Replica. We didn't wheel the Furnace Celebration. That's strange. But all these red cards are. So we didn't wheel Furnace Celebration, but there's a zillion red cards. That seems weird. So there's no red drafters, but someone wanted a Furnace Celebration. I'm not sure if this is better than the Berserker, but I took it anyway. Alright. Could have had two Volition Rains, but I actually think I'm happier with the mix of Scrap Melter and Rains. We have a pretty sweet deck here, I think. I mean, not quite as much removal as maybe would have hoped for. Maybe like a Burn to Slag, Burn the Impure, or Turn to Slag. One of those two guys would have been fine. But I think the deck looks all right. At least the Iron Mirror is making it. Probably the Leaden Mirror as well. Mortarpod's definitely making it. Maybe Immolating Soul Eater is not going to make it in the end. For lack of need. I know we need a cut. We're going to need to cut something. Treasure Mage I'm playing. Ballistic Shaman I'm playing. Then I still have Replica and Invisimancer as options. At least one of them is making it. We'll have to decide soon which one's better. We'll save that to see what the rest of the deck looks like. This making it, possibly making it, and making it. Pith Driller for sure. At least one Slash Panther. Spiremon for sure. And these three are in there. So I've got a space for 3 more cards. Slag Fiend, Vivisection, Invisimancer, Replica are all options here. I had to take a quick phone call, so I paused it. So let's just continue looking over what cards we can consider for that last spot. I definitely want one more 3-drop, right? So let's start with that. Invisimancer, Replica. Yeah, maybe Invisimancer is just the better as a threat on its own. Although we're quite weak to effects that get 1 toughness guys. And Replica, while it's also weak to that, it can still give you some value, even if they ping it. But I think main deck we're gonna start with Invisimancer. I mean, long term it's a better threat, and it can easily represent just as much damage as the Replica, especially if it pushes something like a Slash Panther through. What else do we want here? How good is Slag Fiend in this deck? I think it's actually pretty decent. We're running a decent amount of artifacts. Not too many that put themselves in the graveyard. Though I guess we have the Artillerize. We have the Flight Spell on. That's about it for putting themselves. I guess maybe that's, like, if we play Slag Fiend, maybe that's another plus on the Replica. Not that much though. Yeah, I'm gonna try the Slag Fiend in this deck. Like I've run I've had Slag Fiend in better Slag Fiend decks, but I think it's still decently. Vivisection. How good is Vivisection? We've got the 2 mirrors. Flare Husk as leading options. Treasure Mage, Blister Stick Shaman are also okay since they've already gotten some value once they're in play. So maybe as the last card we want the Vivisection. I don't know if we need another Slash Panther here. I mean, we're pretty set at the top end of the curve. Apostle's Blessing is another card I wouldn't mind making room for. But I think I like the Vivisection here. Yeah, I also have the Tormentor Exarch, but that's gotten its value already once it's in play. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only questionable inclusion here, I think, is the Slag Fiend, but we'll find out how that works. It might be better, like, I might be better off leaving it in the sideboard and bringing it in against decks that also, like, have their fair share of artifacts as well. But, I mean, that's a good number of the decks. I think we're just going to try main. This mana is way off. I don't need any plains, don't need any swamps. Gotta lean more towards the blue. I think 10-7 makes sense. We do have an Iron Mirror to help the red out, and we just never need more than one mountain. So we do have the Volition Reigns and the Invisimancer. So we'll go with this.